to see everybody again. Once again, I am Tanika Staples with Milwaukee Electric Tools. So I'm your resource for inside sales, outside sales, counter sales. For you guys, I do a lot of the trainings, a lot of the sales calls, and recently IPS has joined Milwaukee's Brand Champion program. So we have Sean downstairs, who's the brand champ. So he's going to be the inside expert on Milwaukee. So for starters, I briefly mentioned I'm only going to focus on new products because I don't want to bore you guys every session with the same old motor, battery, and electronic technology. So majority of these tools you guys see here are brand new to Milwaukee, and some are plumbing specific, so we may revisit a couple throughout the presentation or the training here. And I did bring in literature as well as information on current promotions that I want to make sure you guys have. And then just a quick inside note on the way Milwaukee works with IPS. We have a unique situation where we can do some promos via mail-in rebates or instant. And of course, there's a different qualifier to determine if we can offer instant promotions versus mail-in rebate. So before I get too ahead of myself, these are all the mail-in rebates for the quarter for plumbing. So you each will get this. Now, if you have a customer that wants maybe one or two tools at a time, the mail-in rebate will be a feasible option for them. But if you have anybody that's looking for like a larger purchase, please work with me and Bob so we can pretty much skip the mail-in rebate process and get the customers everything they need instantly through IPS. Overall, we do notice a larger sales spike whenever we do instant. So a lot of customers would much rather have instant gratification, whether it's a discount or a free tool. So just always keep that in mind. So I'll pass these out towards the end. I'm going to also have literature on a couple new tools. So let's just dive right into the tools. So for starters, and this is for a prize, I said it a second ago. For Milwaukee cordless tools, what are the three things that separate us from the competition?
What's the red shirt?
Yeah. Power state brushless motor.
Okay.
Red lithium batteries.
Okay.
And one key?
It is not.
It's
So
not
2
one
out of
key.
the 3. Does anybody want to jump in?
Is it
You'll
5-year
win. You'll
warranty?
win anyway. No, you'll win.
No?
I'm saying so. It is not. So when I first started off this intro, I said I don't want to reiterate the same 3 things. I don't want to focus on electronics, which is the third. I also don't want to dive back into batteries and the lithium, the power state brushless motor. So your choices: M12 radio, M12 screwdriver, or backpack.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to need a second to decide.
Okay. Well, just let me know, because don't tell the second group that we're doing this, but I brought one of each, so if you choose the backpack and the second person comes in and wins and they want a backpack, I'll just have to ship theirs. So I'm just going to use these to show them the options. But so for Milwaukee, and this is just a revisit, the 3 things that separate Milwaukee's cordless from competition is the power state brushless motor. So any tools that you guys see that have the fuel on it, that is where we pretty much give customers a lot more torque, a lot more power, more runtime. It's an overall upgrade with the power tool. For instance, the 12-volt brushless can literally replace any old 18-volt NiCad tools. And we recently closed up the trade-in, but if you have any customers in the field that have any old 18-volt cordless tools, they can be safe with a Milwaukee M12 fuel product, whether it's a drill or an impact driver. We briefly touched on batteries last time, so we've been in the battery lithium technology for over 10 years now. So we pretty much were number one. We've gone to the field with the lithium. And then just a couple highlights. So we do have the battery gauge for 18 volt, it's on the battery. For 12 volt, it's on the tools. So you can see, users get so much frustration when they grab a tool, go into a job site or on a project and don't know where they are with their runtime on the battery. So this pretty much is like not getting into the car without knowing how much gas you have. So you can just grab the tool, check it, swap it if you need to up front, and keep going. And then the last thing, electronics. And this is not for a prize, but does anybody know the purpose of having high quality electronics in a power tool? Now keep in mind, electronics run through the trigger, the battery.
Response time, communication.
Exactly. So the electronics allow the battery to communicate to the tool. So not only does the battery know exactly which tool it's on, it knows how much output. So if you have a light versus a circular saw, you don't need the same amount of output from that battery to power those completely two different tools. So every tool has a specific application where you'll need different output from the battery. So, all right. So now we're going to get into a couple of the newer tools. So I'm going to dive into each of the tools, but this will cover an entire category. For instance, so we just talked about the fuel. So that at one point was the best tools that we make. But now we raised the bar slightly higher with one key. Has anybody seen anything in the media about one key? Alright, I'll show you. This will require a cell phone. So what one key is, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. One key is Milwaukee's technology where you can connect your tool to your phone to your power tool. So what that does for users is they can customize different applications. So for instance, an impact wrench. If I want to use this for fastening, for some applications I don't need full torque from this tool because I don't want to run any chances of over tightening or stripping out whatever it is I'm working on. So you can go in your phone and I'm going to show you guys step by step. But you can go on your phone, set the torque and the RPMs of what you need this tool to do. So you'll see on all of the one key tools, not only will it say one key, it will have the Wi-Fi symbol and a bunch of numbers across the top. So the numbers allow you to set different profiles for each tool. So let's say if I want to use this tool, one for full-blown fastening, if I'm working on machinery, I'm going to need max torque, max RPMs. That can be my mode 1. But let's say I'm doing anchoring. The app has a way, specifically for impact wrenches and drivers, and then drills will be another situation. But if I'm doing any anchoring, I can go in my phone and set how deep the anchor is going to go, what material was driving it, so it can optimize the torque and speed out of this tool. Because we know guys in the field, they're going to do max of everything all the time. So not only if they have to buy their own tools, this pretty much helps them. This helps them reserve the life of the tool. And if they don't buy their own tools, whoever the purchaser is, he can actually manage the money of the amount of tools that are going out on the field, so they don't have to replace them sooner than they need to because guys are overusing. And it also eliminates it shortens the learning curve for new guys. So if they take a new tool and go out into the field, if it's already preset for them, they don't have to pretty much learn on the job with the owner's expense of a tool. So that's the customization part of it. You can also, if I have a team of guys and I assign you a Sawzall, you a drill, and you an impact, and at the end of the project, my impact's missing, I can go into my phone and see who I assigned it to. And say, hey, where's my impact? I sent it on this job site. And if they say I turned it back in, I can go into the phone and drop a pin and find exactly where it is. So I'm gonna show you guys.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
GPS.
GPS. That's the big. I usually lead out with and I have literature on drills, impact wrenches, and impact drivers. So we're gonna limit it one per person, just so we can have enough for the second batch. And if you need any additional flyers, I can just order them and send them to you. So for starters, the one key app, of course, is red with the Milwaukee logo. So in order for me to connect to my tool, I have to make sure that the tool is in Wi-Fi mode. You see now it's on the blue light. Then I have to make sure my wireless doesn't work. So what you see in my phone now, I've already connected to, you see 3 different tools. So these are my 3 demo tools that I was sent. And I'll explain what the red flag means. I have not really playing a prank on somebody, but I reported a tool is missing, aka stolen. But anyway, so I'm going to connect to, so this is the 1/4 inch impact wrench. But for starters, for guys that really pay attention to warranty, let's say this tool's been on the job site for 3 years, and the Milwaukee warranty is what? 5 years, right. So nobody is going to keep a receipt from 3 years old. So when it's time to do e-service, we have a serial number that's stored in the phone. Let's say if you don't have your receipt, or if this plate is scratched up or it's unreadable. So you have all the information in your phone on the tool. So I'm going to connect to the impact wrench. So right now the tool, so there's a map here. So there's a pin, that red pin is exactly where this tool is. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So it's saying the tool was last seen 5/16 at 11:46 a.m., which is right now. And it's showing we are in North York, near West 11th Avenue, if I can get Lux Mill Road, is that near here? Yep, so it dropped the pin exactly where the tool is. So now I'm going to just click connect to tool. So it's connected. I don't know if the tool started blinking or it's awake. So there's a couple options. So tool controls, that's what I'm going to play around with today, so we can play around with the speed. I can't really show you the torque because I don't have like a live demo for it. But for tool controls, so for instance, let's say I do want to do full blown fastening, I can take the RPMs and dial it way up, wait till it loads. So that's full RPMs. Let's say I want to dial it down because I have a more delicate project. So just dial it down, slow as RPMs. And then you can save it. And then, so if you have a purchaser, he can store all the different torques and settings and send the tools out on the job site. And then quickly looking into the anchoring, you can see all the different options. You can choose the head of the anchor, the length, and the material you're driving into.
And it'll calibrate it based off that?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't have Wi-Fi?
Well, the one key would not be beneficial.
So
I mean, yep. Well, no, I'm sorry, Wi-Fi.
if you
You
can't
can
log
use
in
that
with your
with 4G,
phone,
you can use
Yeah,
It's
you could
Bluetooth
just connect to Bluetooth.
connected.
Yep.
So if you're wireless, you still can.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking on some of these job sites where they're not close to anything.
It would just
and-
use your regular cell phone 4G.
Yeah.
With
So
Bluetooth.
any smartphone. Because phones, I mean, in order to even get the app, you have to have some type of internet connection. You have to download it.
So people with flipper phones would
Nope.
No. So, well, I mean, the good thing is a lot of people do have smartphones now.
Smartphone
So-
person.
Yeah. So that is one key.
How close is the GPS? Like if they're in a plant, you know what I mean? Can they determine where the tool's at in the plant? Like if it's in a storeroom, or if it's the plant could be several hundred yards away from there. Is it GPS goes down close enough that they could find it in the plant?
Yep.
Then? Or, okay.
And I mentioned earlier I have a tool that I have a flag next to. So I have one of my demo tools out with one of my electrical accounts down in Baltimore. So every time he uses that tool, I know where he is with the tool. So he actually told me to come get it because he doesn't want me to know where he is. But yeah, so I can, anytime he logs to that tool, I can, let's see where the last spot he was at with the tool.
I'm surprised it doesn't turn
So
on.
he was near the Washington airport, DC airport with the tool last. So I can ask him what user he's calling on. So I do have literature once again, and we'll distribute literature towards the end. So that is one key. A couple highlights. So this is the whole hog, but I wanted to just show you guys we do have a super hog. So it's going to be a little bit longer than this. The super hog traditionally has been a plumbing tool on a corded platform. So we actually redesigned, once again with the fuel, with the power state brushless motor, we have cordless tools that can replace corded, and the Super Hog being one of them. So if you have anybody that's using their corded Super Hog to drill 2 9/16 holes, we have a cordless model that they can pretty much do the same thing with. So cordless just gives it much more convenience, better performance at this point. So we, like for instance, the Super Hog, circ saws, sawzalls, all those tools that traditionally were corded tools, we have replaced our own corded tools in the field. So, sticking with the 18 volt. So this is brand new for Milwaukee. Traditionally, we've had SDS plus cordless hammers with the drop motor design, but we do see a lot of interest in the D-handle design on a corded platform. I don't know if you run into any users that use Bosch. The Bulldog is extremely popular only because of the way it's designed. So it's a lighter weight SDS plus. So you see it runs off the same 18 volt battery as the other tools. It does have 3 modes. You can hammer, chip, and just hammer drill with it. So that one's also new. And does anybody have any HVAC customers? Cordless shears? I think I bring this in because every now and then some plumbing contractors do HVAC. Yeah, so this one's, not fairly new, but could be new to you guys if you haven't seen it yet. And the cordless shear comes in 2 different models. So this is the 18 gauge double cut, and we do have a 14 gauge single cut. So, switching gears a little bit to M12. So some of these are not as new. So I'm going to show you guys this.
The world.
So this is brand. Let me.
Star Wars.
Listen to this stuff. Anybody have any questions on 18 volt? No. Alright, so 12 volt. We have recently launched a drain cleaner on the 12 volt platform. It operates pretty similarly to other drain cleaners in the market, but there's a couple of advantages. So you have a drum shield, of course, so it protects the fixture and the user. It's one of, I lose count, but last time I checked, there was 65 other tools that run on the 12 volt platform. I'm sure it's well over 70 at this point. And you'll see there's an unlock and lock feature on the side. So you just, if you unlock it, that allows you to feed more of the cable through, and then you lock it in place. Because sometimes I know contractors, they would feed just enough, maybe like 4 to 6 inches, and then pull the trigger, clean and drain, and then it extend it even further. We have 2 different options. It naturally comes with a bucket, so it doesn't come in a tool case. So the 2 different options. It comes standard with a 5/16 25-foot cable, and you can get it with a 1/4 inch 25-foot cable as well. So if you have smaller pipes or smaller drains that you're cleaning, you can run it. So this is brand new, and I do have literature on this. So let me get it to feed out. So I literally just opened this out the box. It's trying to come out. Alright, I'll figure it out in a second. So I don't know, waste your time on that. But we'll have time to play with it. Alright, and then finally hand tools. So Milwaukee has recently grown into a lot more plumbing hand tools. Some of you may have already seen these, some may have not. So for starters, we are getting into pipe wrenches. Well, we have gotten into pipe wrenches. The pipe wrenches carry the same warranty as all of our other hand tools, which is, does anybody know? Nope. Lifetime warranty on all hand tools. A couple unique features. So this has been a showstopper at all of our trade shows. So this is the cheater. These 3 parts are 1 part number. So you have a 10-inch base. You can either go to a 18-inch, or you can thread and get a 24-inch pipe. So we know a lot of guys are doing this in the field, so that's how we get a lot of our ideas for innovation. So instead of having them pretty much create their own tool in the field, we develop it for them so they can have a safer option instead of something rigged up in the field. Another cool thing about this is that it has an overbite jaw, as do all of our pipe wrenches, so that gives you a better grip. The grip capacity on this is 2.5 inches, And I'm gonna pass it around so you guys can play around with it. So, but we may look into adding a couple of these in the backpack.
Sold already.
So you guys can.
Sam did. He sold already.
Nice. And then for your standard pipe wrenches, we'll have a full line of steel as well as a line of aluminum. We're looking into going way up to 36-inch on the standard pipe wrenches. Right now, 24-inch on the steel is the largest that we have, and that will be out in June. Right now, we have the 14 and 18-inch steel pipe wrenches available, and the same idea. It has the overbite jaw so that it has a better grip and it doesn't back off the pipe. And also, and I am so thankful that we launched adjustable wrenches now, because when I would go around and put up displays, we'd have these big 3/4 inch quarter turn nuts that I would have to fasten. So it would pain me to use another competitor's adjustable wrench because we didn't make it. So we now have adjustable wrenches. We have these. The largest that we have is up to 15 inches. The smallest is as small as 6. So if you have anybody who's looking for a wrench, we do have a full line of adjustable pipe wrenches. It is chrome plated, so that helps against any rust.
Any other competitive advantages, like doesn't back off or something like that?
Yep, so the way the spring, and I believe it's the spring on that particular model.
Plus it has the measurement gradients on it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's always a little added feature.
Careful not to. So cracky over
I
10.
think we have more info on these.
Hot today. Hot and ready to kill.
Yep, there's a spring inside, right where you do the adjustment, where it allows it to hold on to that grip a lot better. And then finally, we have basin wrenches now. So this is a smaller model, 1 1/4 inch. The largest we have is a 2.5 inch. And the unique thing about these, so it's pretty similar with the 4 adjustments. And you can actually use a ratchet at the bottom of it if you're really working under a sink with limited space. So, same idea, chrome plated, lifetime warranty.
I didn't see this yet.
And then a final note on, one last hand tool. Have you guys seen Milwaukee gloves yet? We take a look at the gloves at the summit. Alright, so the coolest thing about the gloves is that these are demolition. I'll just pass one on each side. This is the largest size, a 2X, so feel free to try it on if you want to. So they go from medium to 2X. It's super durable. These are demolition. If you do have a smartphone, you can use your index finger knuckle as a stylus on your phone. So if you have guys if guys are in the field, instead of either fumbling around with the gloves or the phone, they can pretty much keep working, keep the gloves on, pull the phone out, pull up a blueprint of anything, email, anything they need to pull in, and they'll protect the screen on that phone so they won't damage it with their rough hands or any metal chips that they may have on their hands or anything.
That measurement thing's pretty cool. Is that fidgety?
I don't know if anybody has a phone, or a touchscreen phone or a tablet or computer, but feel free to try it, test it out on your phone.
I think it was Palm Pilots. Guys, stylus.
And then just a quick recap on accessories. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we are 100% Milwaukee on Sawzall blades and hole saws. So just a quick reminder, if you have anybody that is not using Milwaukee Sawzall blades or hole saws, please remind them that the hole saw we are the only company that have a warranty on the hole saws. So if they break a tooth on any Milwaukee hole saw, as long as it's the whole dozer model, we'll replace it for them, no questions asked. Now, of course, if all the teeth are worn down and they say it doesn't work, that is not covered under warranty.
All worn down, one tooth's missing.
Yep, that's not covered under warranty. And then, as far as our Sawzall blades, we do make the strongest, thickest, tallest blades for metal, and the same thing for wood. So if anybody's cutting wood and they run into any nail, our blades are designed so that the teeth are guarded against any nails for the wood blades. So a nice full assortment. So everything we do, from the tools, very trade specific, even down to the accessories, very application and trade specific. So, did you guys have any questions? Anything I may not have touched on? I know this was covered all the new stuff, and I'm sure we'll have new tools before the year's out. Plumbing, we have an advantage this year with a ton of new hand tools. So great opportunities for us to grow.
Yeah, them using Linux. Jared said he's
If
tried.
that's your biggest, there's your biggest challenge.
Yeah.
If you can get his customer
Colonial
to switch from
refrigeration.
Linux.
Jared said he
We tried.
Did we do samples,
We
promotions?
did samples.
Oh, really?
We tried.
You guys did samples?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
that
he said they weren't as good.
he takes. I think he took the samples and tried to go through stainless steel, like 3-inch thick stainless steel, in like 4 seconds.
Are you
It says
serious?
it doesn't work.
Yeah. No, seriously. He had samples
That's
twice,
just
didn't he?
stupid.
Yeah. Well, how recent did he get samples?
It's been a while.
Do we want to
it-
try it again?
Jared said
It
he
should be
tried.
something that we've revisit, only because we changed over the last maybe 2 or 3
Yeah,
years.
well,
We've changed
we'll
the
It would
design and
be
the
a good
blades.
joint sales call. If you
Yeah.
just give him some samples, he'll just beat
Yeah.
he'll beat them up, say they don't work. But if you ran the tools
Yeah.
Yeah.
and did the comparison versus the Linux,
Doug.
Yeah.
You want Doug. You don't want
but
Doug.
yeah,
And then we can-
that's really the only one that we have that one.
And we can pull up cost savings for him too. So if you know how much he pays for the blades, and then we can price,
Right.
do a price comparison for Milwaukee, and then make it extra lucrative for him to switch over. We can.
No, I think he just bought a drill too, a fuel hammer drill. So he has more tools now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's just bent on not switching those blades. Doug Jackson at
Well,
Colonial.
that is it. Does anybody need info? I'm gonna try to get the cable out of this drain snake in a second. Anybody need drain snake info?
I'll take.
No, I need
those.
some.
Alright, we'll just do one for now, and then anybody else?
You want one? Oh, you want one too?
Oh, put it in my phone. Alright, these have not officially launched. We have manual copper cutters now. Pretty similar operation. So if guys, traditionally you guys have been using the just the manual models of these, and we do have a cordless version, but not everybody sees value in a cordless, so we did, pretty much do a full line copper cutter with the manual as well as the battery operated. So if anybody wants on the copper cutters, now these didn't officially launch. So some of these hand tools, specifically the aluminum pipe wrenches, will be out in June, as well as the copper cutters. So anybody want any manual copper cutter info? See, that's why he got the backpack. He's all over it.
I want the kit. I want the screwdriver kit then.
All right. Are you gonna be here around? Are you leaving after this?
No.
Okay.
I'll be downstairs.
All right.
There's a
multi
multi-charger that we have for you too.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that duplicate that got sent. So.
Pipe wrenches. You gotta let customers know,
Yeah.
because we don't want
I'll take
our
one.
competition. Keep that one back there. So I want to make sure you guys see all the new stuff. New line of PVC hand tools as well. If anybody want any info on the cutters, I have my demo in it. Oh, it's in a backpack, but. And then for one key, I've got sheets for drills, impacts, and impact drivers. If anybody's interested. And these are all the promotions. So I want to make sure you guys, if you calling on customers,
I'll take something over one key.
Okay.
just so I have some visual.
So these are all, I would keep these, and if you need to make copies for customers, because we do have, those are all the current promotions. John, you want to get one of those? It's a packet.
Let me grab me one. Yeah, give me another one too. Go. I'll take it.
So these are all the plumbing specific.
We need one.
Logos.
Thank you.
I know it's done. Free battery when you want that kit. Or show them that.
Oh, that is it. If you guys don't have any questions, thank you. And if anything comes up, feel free to contact me or Bob or Sean, the new brand champ. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed lunch.
Is there any consideration that they might increase the capacity of the cordless copper tubing cutter
We saw that last time she was here.
It could be in the works, but they don't reveal all the secrets to me until they officially launch. But I'll see if I can dig up the info.
Because I've
more
heard people
information.
say, hey,
Oh.
I wish that thing went up to 2 inch.
2 inches.
Eddie,
Oh, sorry, 1 key.
Would you
So
just
that's
want-
impact wrenches.
You know, when we finish
Yeah,
the door?
if you don't mind.
Yep,
Just
no
up
problem.
so I can show you how to do. And then impact drivers. You got impact drivers and impact wrenches. Yep.
I can't.
Let's see if I can do
Okay.
I'm gonna see who got that out.
Try to figure out what I did.
Right.
Right.
I think I should just know this stuff. That's it.
Johnny's
Drain.
got that sold. He's got that sold
Let
already.
me see if I can. Drain cleaner. Let me see if I can get this one first.
Just because
I
the
don't know
feel
if
of
I pushed
that.
it too far
Yeah.
back.
You know, it's easier to.
Yeah, it feels different in your hand.
There we go. I think I may have changed it too far back. So you can feed it, lock it. Once it's already in. So I'm just gonna leave this out for now.